Welcome everyone. Just by way of introduction, my name is Danny Ross, and I'm going to be your host tonight for this AI in 1 hour. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to touch on a lot of subjects, but primarily I'm going to speak about how AI can automate and scale where you are in life and in business. And then I'm also going to spend some time talking about the new AI agents and getting everyone familiar. I'm going to do real world demos, real world examples. I'll get some audience participation in the demos. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Just quickly on myself. I've been in the digital marketing and sales space for over 30 years. AI is a passion of mine that I started this organization, Digital Express AI, when I left Microsoft back in 23. In AI years, that's a very long time. So I've been using a variety of SaaS-based large language models for years and years and years. And I'll kind of go through what that actually means in English. But my primary promise to you is that I'm going to share formulas, recipes, frameworks that are going to help you speak to any AI tool that's out there. And so you'll get a lot out of this. So you're going to get real world practical examples of how to use AI tonight. So that's my promise to you. So we'll start with the simplest question. If you're brand new to AI, what is AI? First of all, AI has been around in various forms for many years. So we started with machine learning more than 20 years ago. Then we went to supervised machine learning, where human beings got involved and we helped guide these large mainframe systems, huge systems, millions of dollars worth of database and software and hardware, and essentially allowed us to get really deep dives into data and reporting on trends and all kinds of fun things. And then from there, a couple of years ago, we started seeing the advent of what's called a generative pre-trained transformer. In English, it just means that these large language models are trained on pretty much everything that's on the internet. If you looked a couple of months ago, they were speaking that all of these models have basically scanned the entire publicly available internet, and now they're starting to work on more specialized things. So for instance, the historically black colleges are trying to get all of the data that's in their archives into it. And there's lots of individual groups that are trying to get the AI trained up on both their culture and or their educational tools that they already have in their archives. So for tonight, I'm going to give you some simple frameworks that you can use to communicate with any AI system that's out there. And you're going to learn about generative AI, ChatGPT, Gamma, Perplexity, for example, are all name companies and products and solutions that provide that input output sort of experience. You give it a prompt, it gives you back either an answer to your prompt or question, and it may also give you things like, documents. You can have it create an Excel file. There's a lot of different ways to use ChatGPT and the other ones that are out there. And what's amazing about these tools are that it sort of is a democratization of this technology. They've made it where you can get to use it for free, or you can get to use it for $8 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month, that type of thing. So it's very inexpensive for the average person to be able to use these types of tools. And then specialized AI, we're talking about the tools like Midjourney, Leonardo, Ideogram that convert text prompts into images, stunning images, and HeyGen, which converts text into video. One example of one of those solutions. There's many more. And Suno, which converts text into music. So these are specialized. They are large language models, yes, based on large language models, but they have a particular task that they do extremely well. We're also going to dive into personalized AI, and that's the BillBiz.ai platform that I'll do a lot of demos for you in there tonight. And also in the BillBiz AI platform, a new thing that we have in there are called agents. And we'll get into the difference between personalized and GPTs and agents in just a second. I'd like to learn about how to write instructional books with AI agents and how to use AI agents for B2B, SaaS, sales, both enterprise and Shopify and marketplace. Chat, learn, and Bill Biz. Yes, Dr. Brown is one of our customers of the Bill Biz platform. Thank you for jumping on again tonight. We might do some screen sharing and talk about some of the things that you're working on. All right, so we can see that there's a lot of different examples, and there are literally thousands of AI tools, new ones coming out at a rate of probably 100 or more a week. Who knows? There's just a phenomenal amount of these tools that are out there. So I talked a little bit about what's a GPT. Now let's talk a little bit about what is an AI agent. So the key difference, and if I was to summarize it in any way, is that the difference between a GPT and an agent, they're both built on large language models, but agents allow you to create tasks that they perform. So they actually do something for you. Again, GPTs are input output. You give it something, it gives you back an answer. It can give you back amazing answers, but generally speaking, that's the level of the interaction. Agents can perform tasks for you. They're autonomous. You give it a job and it goes off and does it until it's done, and then it comes back to you. It can reason somewhat. Again, we're not in the age of AGI or truly artificial intelligence yet, but these things are so fast. They have the ability to work in parallel, unlimited memory. They have the ability to adapt, so they can learn from you. As you train it up on the tasks, it'll learn. So you'll see those types of things in the demos later on. I'll have this recording for you so you don't have to take copious notes. You will get this recording automatically when we're done. So again, bots, they're pretty much, for the most part, text-based, and you can speak to them now, which is fun. They all have a little microphone. You can speak with them. I use Siri on my phone all the time. And so here's hoping for a couple of Siri upgrades to get Siri up to the level of agentic. This is the agentic era. AI agents on the right, again, they're a little different in how they do things. So let's actually do a quick demo of an agent type task so you can kind of see what's the difference as we go along. And remember, feel free to interrupt at any time and send me a question that you want me to include. So I mentioned that agents are new in the BuildBiz platform. And as such, hold on, let me grab a prompt here. I can always create these from scratch, but it's for this, you know, efficiency, shall we say. I'll just do a copy paste on a prompt that I played with the other day on one of my other presentations. So I want you to send a birthday email with an image of a birthday cake with a record table, turntable on it, to my friend DJ Paradox. His email address is, and I want you to research popular bars which play jazz in downtown Atlanta and send him a meeting invite for 9 p.m. So I'll say go. And it'll get started on the process of actually performing that task for me, and I can walk away. So now it is going, it's on its way. I know it's going to come back to me. Now, by the way, if it does run into an issue, if it runs into a problem, it'll just pause and wait for me to come back and give it a specific update on what I want, or I can actually interrupt it and correct something that I maybe mistyped or anything like that and have it go on again. But every now and again, it'll check in with me. Hey, how am I doing? Kind of thing. So this is an example of an agent prompt. I'm specifically asking it to go off and do something for me. So we'll check back with it in just a minute to see how it's going. While it's working on it, let me also bounce out and show you the structure of an agent so that you kind of get the idea of what I'm doing. So one of the fun things about agents is there's usually a CEO, if you will, the super agent who is going to manage all of the tasks. So I give my directions to that agent, and then what it'll do is it'll hand it off to the manager. So CEO level hands it down to the managers. The managers, I have a communication manager that's handling, and I'll show you what they do as they go along here. That hands it down to the manager, and then the manager hands it down to individual bots that perform the task. So, for example, we're currently testing and developing this system using Google. So, Google is kind of embedded in all of the bots. So, I have a Google Docs, I have an email bot, I have a Google Calendar bot, I have a Google Slides bot, I have some that'll crawl the web. I have one that'll go out and do data research for me. I actually have two of them. If you use ChatGPT, you know there's such a thing now as research or a deep dive. And what that means for a ChatGPT and any of these other large language models is normally you ask a GPT a question and it tries to respond as fast as possible. With the research modes, what they've actually done is they've slowed everything down. So you ask it a question, and by the way, this is great for bots because it makes them smarter. And so what they'll actually do is think about what you just asked it to do. Instead of responding immediately, it'll pause, think about what you asked it to do, and then it'll try different iterations, get more information before it starts performing the task. And by slowing down, it allows it to do a better job overall. Whether it's research or it's a task like this one that I've just asked it, you can have it slow down. So when I say go out and research something, it can take a little bit longer, but it will get better results. Same thing with the content manager. It has a visualizer that creates images. It can communicate with the CRM system that's built into the platform. That stands for Customer Relational Manager. It just means where you keep all of your contacts, customers, and so on. It can create a video. It can create a blog. So these are the types that I've started with, and I'll show you how you can add more and create your own agents in the platform. Anyway, so that's kind of like the hierarchy. I'll start by sending the birthday email. Please stand by while I initiate that. So it's working on creating the super agent itself is reaching out. I'm going to tell it to keep going. It's saying, hey, how about that? This is what you want me to do and start with. Absolutely. Because I've asked it to do like 3 or 4 things. And so it's going to start with creating the email. That's why I said it is essentially autonomous. And by the way, if I don't respond, it'll keep going. I just wanted to check in with me if that's the first task I wanted to do. And I said, yep, keep going. All right, so now that we've got that started, let's go back to walking through the educational part. So we got the demo started, and oh, by the way, it looks like it's reached out to the first task, which is the research manager. And so it's reaching out to find the popular bar downtown that plays jazz, right? So it's putting all of that together and it's doing a little bit deeper dive. So it's probably checking the most popular different bars that are out there. So now it's starting to come up with, Atlanta first of all. And by the way, if you'll notice that the AI tool wrote the prompt to speak to the other prompt, right? So the super agent took the prompt and then gave it to the next one. So again, you don't have to know any idea of what these are. Can you preview each of the results as the task you requested? Absolutely. You'll see as it goes along, it's going to be very descriptive as to what it's finding and what it's doing as it goes along. So yeah, hang in there. You'll see all of this in this demo flow. All right, let's go right back here now and keep going. I want to give you a concept, AI super self. So we've spoken about GPTs, we've spoken about agents. Now let's talk about human beings in the mix. So all of these tools work better when there's a human in the mix. And what I mean by that is if you take your personality, your knowledge, your philosophies, and you add that to a good prompt and good framework, then you bring in the AI who's fast, never gets tired. Essentially, you can hire 2,000 experts for $20 a month. So it's a fantastic symbiotic relationship to get that AI super self. We call it that. So again, you're combining everything that you know with the technology, makes you irreplaceable. My nickname when I was at Microsoft was Danny Digital. Somebody asked me a question a couple minutes back. I give them an answer. And it's just because I love technology and I like to know how to use it in such an effective way. So I'm here and I'm working for someone. I can still be irreplaceable. Or I can say, in the sense of starting my own company, I am irreplaceable in that sense, but I get so much more done by using AI. Let's talk about one of the methodologies that we teach. One is called the Create method, and you'll get this document from your follow-up email aside from the recording. So you've heard of power prompts, super prompts. This is just one methodology to get it done. What we like to speak about is context, which is the first step of talking to any AI tool. You want to say, hey, for today, I want you to be a copywriter. I want you to be a doctor. I want you to be an engineer. I want you to be a journalist. You tell the AI who you want to bring to the table. You can even be more specific. Let's say you want to invest in the stock market and you want some advice from Warren Buffett. You should act as Warren Buffett. Or if you have a tech product and you want to have an expert kind of give you some guidance, you can say, I want you to act as Steve Jobs. So again, you can pick whoever the famous and popular person, as long as they have an internet profile or presence, it can basically be that individual. You can go back in history and get any kind of historic character that you want to speak to. I want to speak with Albert Einstein, that kind of thing. So these are the fun parts of the context. Next thing is you're very specific. This is the really important one, is you have to be very specific about what you want. I want an email that's 2,000 words long or 2,000 characters long. I want a book outline on this subject. I want you to help me write some really persuasive sales and marketing content for the ads that I'm working on. Help me create a marketing plan, business plan. So again, be specific of what you want. The AI will understand these general concepts and bring you back that. But the more detailed you are about the types of things, this is where explanation comes in. Dive even more, give it specifics. I want a detailed email, or I want a summary of this report. I want you to compare and contrast between these two or three things. I want you to critique this outline that I'm coming up with for my book. Am I missing anything important? I want you to, make it entertaining. So you can create all kinds of different overall descriptions of what you want. And then this is also very important. You need to target it at your audience. You need to tell the AI, who are you doing this for? So it can present with, the right amount of data, and availability is a marketing term we use, meaning that it's understood by the most amount of people. Are you smarter than a fifth grader? I'm not. But the concept is, when I write for a blog or I write for my website, I want it to be understood by the widest audience as possible. So I go in and I tell it, hey, this is for entrepreneurs and business owners. This is for the parents of students that I am teaching. This is for children. It's for investors. It's for homeowners. So again, be specific about your audience. It's really important. And I teach a lot on that in some of my courses. Tone. It can be persuasive if it's going to be salesy. It can be serious and informative if you're writing your PhD thesis. It can be professional, friendly, inspirational if you're writing a book about something and you want to inspire somebody to, give it a try. Come on, you can do it. Lose weight. You can start your business. Make it inspirational. Make it humorous. I joke. It's probably at about the dad joke level, but it can bring in any comedian that you want. You want Kevin Hart style comedy, it can bring you content in that flavor of that person. So bring anybody you want to the table. And then after it gives you its first answer, you can go back and you can expand, you can have it explain. It's super important and powerful to use AI for iterations. You have an idea, give me 5 more, give me 10 more, and it'll just keep going back and forth with you. It never gets tired, does not judge you. This is an important thing. If you're working on your dream or your business plan, you don't want to bring it to somebody who's going to judge you. AI is not going to judge you. It'll just keep working with you until you get where you want to go. Let's rewrite it. Let's revise it, summarize that, simplify it, reorganize it, expand upon it, fact check it. So you can specifically ask an AI to give you the sources. Now, let me say this. There's a couple of things about AI. Number one, it does have some inherent biases, and that's because it's programmed by humans. And so it has some inherent biases, and you just got to watch out for that. Second thing is there's such a technical term as hallucination. And this is where the AI is trying to help you. I gave it my LinkedIn profile. It went and did all of that. And then it came back and it had extra facts in there that just simply didn't never happened. But because it felt I needed to boost up my bio a little bit, it was trying to help me. So that's a hallucination. So you have to be careful with it and make sure you read and check anything before you post it or before you put it on your website. You are a world-class Amazon best-selling author. I want you to help me write a book outline summarizing all the way business owners and entrepreneurs can make money with the Build Biz platform. Make it inspirational. Again, context. Write a chapter by chapter outline for a book. What do you want? Summarizing, right? So the explanation, the summary. That's targeting business owners, and I want you to make it inspirational. That's the tone. So that's an idea of that particular type of a prompt. Okay. So again, feel free to drop in the chat if you have any questions, and we'll get back to the demo, which is the fun part, right? Let me do this. Let me grab another prompt here. And yeah, let's do this one here. And we can use any tool for this. Let's go back to our friend. By the way, let's check in on our agent and see how our agent is doing. So let's see. Find a popular bar downtown. And so it did its deep dive. They came back with, whoops, here's a couple. So they got this sweet food lounge, atmosphere and vibe. Should I answer the question someone asked is, can you see the results as it's working? Yes, because it does take it slow. For example, if you don't like any of these choices for whatever reason, because it does give you the link to go check it out, you could actually say, okay, no, I don't like those five. Give me, five that do R&B or whatever the flavor of music that you're looking for, right? And so now it's going to start putting it into a format that it can use, and then it's going to hand it off to the communication manager now, so that the communication manager can send that email invite off to the DJ friend of mine, and then it's going to pick up with the email maestro, right? So now it's gone, called by the super agent. It called the communication manager. The communication manager is calling the specialty bot, which is the email Eli, the email maestro. And so the email maestro is going off. It says the email was successfully sent at such and such a time. Let's go take a peek in my Outlook, see if it showed up. I do have it set to silent mode. I don't see it yet. I'm gonna have to go to my Gmail, see if it popped up in here. I see a lot of emails, but not that one yet. So the email was successfully sent and it was labeled as sent. So that's the last step in that particular task. And so you can again tell it did a great job, or you can go out and start another task, by the way. I told it to send me an email invite. I didn't ask it to send me an email. I asked it to send me an invite. So I'm going to go to my calendar and take a look in a second. Hold on. Let's see, what time did I tell it for? 9 o'clock, I believe. Let's go here and back. So I got to go to my Google Calendar to see that one. All righty. So let's do another task while we go do the rest of the demo, by the way. Get another prompt. Does someone have a business URL I can use for the next demo? So if you have a business, go ahead and drop your domain name or URL. Give me the whole URL in the chat, and I'll use that as part of the demo. Oh, look at this, super fast. Maxed funding. All right, let's get that one. All right, so I want to use a prompt here to create a video. Let's see if we can get this one to run all the way through. Let's go back to the beginning. And so we're going to go here. And I want to use that new URL instead of this one. All right, so let's go here and give it a URL. Again, there's lots of different ways we can do this task, but I wanted to create an AI video. We have an AI app in the platform that creates videos, and this agent can connect to it and actually use it It has phone integration, so you can use your phone to direct it via chat. You can also use WhatsApp to direct it to perform a particular task. So your phone can be the way that you control it. So a lot of fun. So anyway, I'm going to get this one going now. And I will go back to the next demo. Let's go ahead and do some regular AI stuff. This agentic stuff is fun. I've been playing with it since we released it. So let's go ahead and start with a simple request. You are a New York Times bestseller, and there's the prompt that we just created. I'm using ChatGPT for this one, regular ChatGPT. Let's go ahead and get Claude in here. Claude is another one. And let's see if Claude is working today. I was playing with it the other day. Yep, there we go. Let's pop right up. And by the way, as you use these different tools, every now and again, you'll see a little hiccup. Don't panic. Just leave it alone for 10 minutes. Come back. It'll be back up and running. So let's get Claude running. Let's also, in the AI, in the BuildBiz platform, we have tools like the AI Sales Coach, which is effectively very similar to ChatGPT. It's actually in the platform. We use different large language models like OpenAI and so on and so forth. So it's very similar in its functionality. So I'm going to give it that same prompt. The difference is this is a personalized AI GPT, custom AI tool. And so this one has been trained up by me on sales, marketing. I've got tons and tons of content into this training, so it knows how to do what I want it to do very well. All right, so let's go back to ChatGPT and take a look at the outline that it's created. So the AI Advantage, that's the name of the book. 5 steps owners can take to learn AI with BuildBiz.ai and grow revenue in record time. Not a bad. It's very straightforward. There's chapter 1, chapter 2, 3, 4, exactly. And then it goes into some key bonus information and so on, right? And so we have that one running. Let's bring Claude over here. Hold on a second. It's done. Build Biz AI, 5-step AI revolution for business owners. And again, it's laid out. By the way, Claude is an AI that people feel is a very good writer. So again, an AI is a subjective thing as far as what's your favorite. There is no such thing as the best, but it is whichever one does the best job for the task that you're asking it to do. That's the one that is the best. So, Unleashing AI Power for Business Growth. That's a better title. See, again, I trained this one. It's a 5-step journey, and then it lays it out in a very simple formula that anyone can follow. So, that's an example of why, if you learn how to create a prompt, you don't have to create a very lengthy prompt. You can, but you don't have to. Let's go to the next step and get started writing this book. So let's grab a prompt. You're a world-class author. Set in the context, I want you to write a comprehensive first chapter, including examples and so on and so forth. So you can see the prompt and help them understand. And then I picked the tone of Gillian Perkins just because she's a YouTuber. I like the way she speaks to her audience. And so I just like the tonality that she uses, and the AI is aware of her, so I can use that tone for my chapter. So I'll put that prompt in there. I'll put that prompt into Claude. And I'll also put that prompt into BuildBiz is AI Sales Coach. And so all 3 are off to the races, and they're going to start working on that for me. And then the third thing we probably want to do, moving this along, if you have questions, please go ahead and ask. How much does it cost to use Super Agent? Good question. The platform itself is $19.95 a month to get started. And then we have certain apps like the Super Agent that uses what we call credits. And so you can use it as much or as little. The reason why we've separated the pricing to charge you, $40 a month, $50 a month, $80 a month for all of these tools would hurt certain people. There are people that are just using our platform for simple lead gen, creating ads, creating content for websites. All of those things are inclusive and included. You don't have to pay anything extra. Then we have people that are going to be using this to either support a business process where they're making money, or they want to start what we call an AI agency, and they want to actually resell these bots and services to make money. So we try to separate those 2 main purposes on the platform so that we only charge for what you use. So you'll see how it works. I'll show you the pricing structure in just a second. Do you have a white label or reselling? Yes, we have both an affiliate plan and a white label. Yes, we have both. So that however you want to make money with the platform, you can go from there. And by the way, we do done with you model where we just have lots and tons of training on the platform built in already. And then I do these types of training all of the time. I do about 4 training sessions a week. And then on top of that, we have done for you services where you're busy, 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 don't have time to do all this stuff. We have 3 VAs plus a team that can help you do everything from building out your white label to building websites to getting ad content, social media, you name it. We have done for you services for all of that. So essentially our agency in a box model. Okay, so now I can ask it a third thing. This is normally what you need next, right? A book cover. So I can say you are a Madison Avenue advertising expert specializing in creating book covers for nonfiction Amazon bestsellers. So I want you to give me a prompt. I don't know how to create a prompt. I am an author. I have no idea. So here is the prompt that it created. Create an eye-catching professional nonfiction book cover, blah, 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 blah. By the way, pro tip, they always throw in all this text. I recommend if you're going to create a good book cover, don't include the text into the prompt. Add the text after you get the image that you like, then add the text on top of it using any kind of image editor like we have in the platform or Canva or whatever you like. So anyway, I'm going to tell it, hey, look, that's a great prompt. Go ahead and go create the image. Now that I have a good prompt, I can check it and see if I like it or don't like it. I can go to other tools to create my image. So in the platform, we have multiple tools under content creation. One is called Hyperrealistic. I love it for creating images. And so let's drop that whole thing in here. And by the way, there's 2 or 3 ways you can use this, but I'm going to use it just by copying the same prompt into it. And I'll show you the other ways that you can use it. Most books are somewhat vertical or portrait. So I'm going to go ahead and let it do that. Let me grab one more specialty tool that I used to use all of the time. I never use it anymore simply because I have all of these tools in the platform. Let's do ideogram. By the way, I like Leonardo. It does a great job, but I don't use it anymore since I have the platform to do all this stuff for me. Ideogram. All right. I can't remember if it's .ai. I think it is. All right, cool. So I can go in and it wants me to log in. Oh, come on, guys. By the way, this is one of the reasons why I like the BillBiz platform because all of these things are in one platform. I don't have to keep bouncing around when I'm trying to do something. All right. I got that in there. Click generate. It's going off to do its thing. I believe this is the free version that I'm using here, so we'll see how long it takes. One of the fun things about when you use a free version in AI, they slow down the processing, so it takes a little bit longer, but it's not bad. It came back pretty quickly. All right, so we have it in there. We have it here. Let's take a look at what it came up. It gave me 4 examples, and then you can tell it to do a remix. And one of the reasons that I like Ideogram is they are one of the OGs in getting the text right. And it's so funny because ChatGPT just upgraded their from DALL-E to a new model for image creation. And this new model is really rocking and rolling. It's so much better than it was literally 2, 3 weeks ago. There is a really good book cover and you can keep going and iterate on it till you find a design that you actually like. So these are the types of tools that are built in here. All right, so here's this one. Oh, I like that. That's got a lot of nice. And by the way, you'll notice that most of the time the text in the hyperrealistic is very good. It screwed up on my name, and I can show you how to fix that. You can basically throw it into the image editor, or you can throw it into Canva if you like Canva, wherever you like. So that's a really pretty good job as well. And so the other way to use this tool is you have a block of text and you have the whole complicated thing. You can actually create some amazing images with the minimalistic of prompts, the minimal of prompts, right? So you don't have to have mid-journey level prompting to get really good images out of it. And so what this tool does is you can give it a complicated thing that you want, and then it will break it down and give you a smaller prompt. And that's all you need to use the tool. You don't have to have a big complicated prompt. So if I go back here, let's see how our agent is doing while we are doing this. This is the one. It's saying I don't have access to the necessary tools. And the reason why, and let me take this same exact prompt and drop it into one that I know does have the access. You can, as you design your super agent, you can tell it which tool do you want it to say and focus on. So I'm going to make this one run now on a different platform because I have different levels of access to different tools. And I'll kind of walk through all of these different ones. By any chance, is this Go High Level white label platform? No, it is not. This is actually built on Deal.ai, and it's a custom white label built on that platform. And the reason why I can tell you that without worrying about hiding it is Deal.ai has been around for a while now, and it's built a lot of different creations. And however, their price point, they're a great platform to build on, starts at $69 a month. So mine is $19.95. So I have no problem telling you what platform I use to start building this on. It's Deal.ai. It's the same exact app. See, there's no difference. All right, let's do this. Where were we going? Oh, we were playing around with launching this. So it's getting ready to reach out. So here you can see immediately this is working this time. It's reaching out to Visio, the video alchemist triggered by the content manager. The reason it didn't process is the Visio in this one is not connected to the right component. So I'm giving you a little behind the scenes stuff. You don't need to learn this on your first lesson, but Visio, the video alchemist, should be able to run this. And so I'm going to go back in and take a look. I don't see any reason why it can't. It may be that, to me, this is early days in this whole agentic world, but I'd have to go back and dig through some of the configurations to find out where it fell down. So these are the back end things that it's connected to. And it says it didn't have access to it, which is interesting because I can look right here and see that it does. So anyway, don't ever freak out. Just go ahead and restart it and let it go again. That's what I would suggest. Ah, see, that's the reason why I couldn't get access to it. So to give you, here's a real world example where you run into a hiccup. So what's happening is the AI tool doesn't actually look at pictures. It only looks at text. It looks at schema markup. It looks at the types of things that it can get access to. When you're using a database system like WordPress, it's a CMS system, so it actually can't get to the data, and that's why it failed. You can grab all of the text that's on the page, and then you can give it that same prompt again. Instead, just tell it to use the content here, right? Let's go back here and drop that in there. So now you're getting some real world troubleshooting, right? And so using this info, use the voice of Sarah and the ambient music. So I can get this out here. There we go. And tell it to run again. So let's see what it does this time. So I basically copy pasted in some information about the website and asked it to create. So that's the reason why it failed. Okay, so now we've solved the mystery. Let's keep going with the whole process. Again, remember, keep asking questions. I'm happy to answer them for you. So let's get to some numbers. People are already asking pricing. So the BuildBiz platform, again, it can automate. So go high level. I love that platform. Great platform, super powerful, but for the average person, impossible to learn. It is tough. It is not an easy platform to learn. Just like anything that's powerful, a lot of times you'll run into things that are great, but it's a beast. And the BuildBiz platform is so much simpler to use, and that's the response I get from people all of the time. So you can build a website, or if you have an existing website, you can turn on the funnel, build something that'll generate revenue through AI automation, and I can walk through more of what you can do. To get started, just go to join.buildbiz.ai or buildbiz.ai. You can just scan this code. It's $19.95 a month. Super simple. It's $19.95 a month. You get a 7-day free trial, so you can't lose. I give you 11 workbooks on here so that you can go in and play with it. You can learn, and by that you're done with 7 days, you can make an easy decision whether you want to keep it or not. There is no commitment. So for everybody who's asking, how much does it cost? 1995 to start. And I'll get into all the different options in just a second. Initiating Visio, the Video Alchemist, triggered by Content Manager. So it's on its way to creating what we call an AI video. So I'll show you some of the other ones that we created. So here's the image, by the way. I forgot to go back to this. Here's the image it created based on this glowing light bulb. And then now you can go in and edit this, and you can do all kinds of things. You can crop it, you can resize it, you can annotate it, which is where you would go to add text to it. And so you just pick a color, pick a font, how big is the text? Again, simple. This is a simple editor. It's not a highly complex editor. And you put whatever you want. So you pick a font, you pick a color that you want to use, and so on and so forth. So super easy to edit the image after you've laid it out on your book cover. All right. Does it have access to a library of free images, or are they pay? Great question. So it has both. So you have the ability when you are laying out your content, for want of a better word, you can use any of the tools that are in here to generate what you need. So let me go back to the beginning here. So let me jump out of this editor. By the way, we have a full image editor in here, a simple image editor in my opinion, but it works very well. All right, so when you first hit the platform, just to go back and kind of start over where you're starting from, you may, if you're on a mobile, you may have to expand the menu system so you can see it. There's a video here that walks you through all of the features for the most part of the platform from a very high level. There are replays of this training that I'm doing right now. There's simpler videos on different pieces. There's videos on, so when I say training, lots and lots of training. I've already shown you the AI sales coach. Here is the AI Lunch and Learns. Super popular. I do them 3 times a week, 12 noon Eastern, 12 noon Central, 12 noon Pacific. And the one on Wednesday right now is for our entrepreneurs who are doing white labels. So if you want to get with other entrepreneurs that are doing white labeling, so this goes back to the done with you. So you can watch us build white labels for other customers. And then if you say, okay, now I don't want any part of it, we can do it for you. But you can learn anyway, right? These are previous videos. Here are some custom AI apps that we have in the platform that is also free. So you can ask business coach, speaker, marketing coach, that's me, business and strategy, branding. These are all custom AI tools. I've shown you two, actually one of the content creation apps. These are all content creation apps. We have one that specializes in creating very emotional kinds of images. This one was very cool. I did this one at Atlanta Black Expo. I was doing some training. And what I want to show you about this one is the gentleman said I was having problems coming up with, I can't get ChatGPT to give me what I want for my book cover. It's a simple thing. All I want is a teen on the side of the highway on a hot day, sweating, selling water, because he's doing a book about starting at the bottom and, going to the top. And I said, what do you want? And so we typed in this prompt and it delivered this image right here. Super simple prompt. You do not, with this tool, have to have complicated mid-journey prompting to get the kinds of results that you want. And the reason why is you can use the business brief that I help you create, drop it in here, tell it to create images and ideas for you. You can set it up, the shape of the image, whether it's a vertical, landscape, square. Then you can just click these switches to turn off different features and experiment with it. These tools, by the way, there's no extra charge. They're all included for $19.95 a month. And you could decide if I want an illustration, I want, what colors do I want, that kind of stuff. And so you can create it very, very simply. You can create AI videos using the URL method. You can drop in your business brief. The Big Dream Generator is where I suggest everybody starts with. Even if you have an existing business, you should use the Big Dream Generator. It's a custom AI tool to help you create what's called a business brief. So it'll help you, lay out the things you have to understand in creating content for either your website, for marketing, for getting money. These are the core things you need to know. You need to know your target audience. What's the core problem you're solving? What's the unique selling proposition that you have? What's your three pain points you're solving? What are the outcomes for you? And so on and so forth. It'll walk you through this document. Once you get this document, and you can drop this into any of the other tools and use it to create something, right? I can put the description from my business plan here and tell it the name of my company, Danny Consulting Inc. I could drop that in there and I can pick a logo type. I can pick a logo style. I can put colors in there. If you have branding, you can actually put in the hex codes and so on. And I can tell it to go create me a logo. And so you can create logos that you can use in the platform. You don't have to hire somebody to do that. You can create what we call website hero images, where you can create images that you throw at the top of your website to grab someone's attention, explain about your product. I showed you the image editor a second ago. There's a business blogger. You can create e-commerce product pages. There's a motion ad maker where essentially you don't have to know anything about creating an ad. We have templates that you can go in and edit so that you can get those TikTok style ads in there. All you do is change the images and change the text, and it'll do all of the special effects and things for you. I had a young lady using it on an event she had. She said she had 3 times the amount of attendees because she dropped it into her TikTok, into her Instagram, into Facebook Reels. And so all the trendy places, of course, social media is a very important part. Storage, you get 5 terabytes of storage, 5 terabytes of storage, okay? AI Movie Maker, really cool tool. I have a class I teach on Wednesdays, and they created this one just from this prompt. A friendly gorilla in sunglasses playing electric guitar in front of waterfall. So you can create AI movies. The website builders, I've got 4 of them. I suggest you use the first one. It is the most powerful one, and it allows you to create a wide variety style of AEO friendly websites. So I'll get into what AEO is on another class, but AI engine optimized, meaning SEO is dead. We joke about that all the time. So with AEO, now you can get found by ChatGPT, Gemini, all the Copilot, all the other ones. So you want to design your website to have great schema, to have yes, it still can use keywords, of course, but it has to be designed in a conversational way that AIs can scan very quickly. You have to have a file called an LLM.txt, TXT. Bottom line is, if you use this, you get your domain in the platform, your website that you create is hosted inclusive of the 1995. So you don't have to pay another hosting fee. Yes, you still have to pay to buy your domain. It's $20 or whatever. But once you buy it, you don't have to connect it. It's already there. You don't have to know anything about A records, C names, and any of that stuff. It's in the platform. It's hosted in the platform for the $20 a month. So all great types of things. So if you have questions, keep putting them in the chat. Is there an autoresponder for email marketing? And I can use as a freelancer to do projects and upfront work. Absolutely. This is what I meant by that agency in a box thing. Oh, this one's also cute. We were playing with this the other day. Oh my goodness. All right. So yes, AI amuses me. Okay. So the idea is, yes, freelancer, absolutely. So now you're talking about making money on the platform. I give you 2 easy ways to do it. There's actually 4, but the first 2 is every time you sign up for the platform, you automatically get an affiliate link. You get 50% of everybody who uses that link to sign up for the platform, and that keeps going. It's not one time. It's over until they get off the platform. Also, if they buy things in the platform like credits, you'll get half of that as well. White label is the next step. So white label is answering that B2B question. So let's say you want to use this. You can take this whole platform, rebrand it under your branding. So for example, here's Bill Biz. I'll show you another one. Let's pick this one here. So this is AI Workstation. This is a whole different branding of one of my joint venture partners. And so you'll notice that In his world, the layout is different in his designations. The logos that the icons he's using are different color schemes. So again, and he's deciding which apps are included. He's deciding how much those apps cost. He's deciding the custom GPTs that he's building. So all of those things are under his control. So for example, he has a section here, understanding ethical and AI and governance, all kinds of things that are not in my platform because he created this platform for a specific reason. We have an AI for nonprofit. So Dr. Boyd app is built on, he built, by the way, this is another website that was built in the platform, right? Complete everything you see here is built in the platform. And Dr. Boyd is famous in the nonprofit world. So you can have a specialty white label and focused on things just for nonprofits. That's what this one is. And so you can build out everything and do business, this B2B, using the platform. So you have every element you need to both use it yourself, right, for marketing and outreach. In the platform, we have, besides the funnels and website, we have all of the basic sales and marketing things you need. You can create AI forms, marketing proposals, sales and marketing hooks. I showed you that you can take that document, the business brief, you can take that, drop it in here, and ask it to give you sales and marketing hooks that you can create for any kind of marketing you want to do. It'll tell you clickability, likability, availability. So it'll create these for you. You don't have to go off to another tool to get these, and you can use them. So for example, on my website, buildbiz.ai, which is where you go to sign up. You can go there and sign up, and it's again 7-day free trial. But this whole website was built all completely, including all the book covers, everything that you see on here was built in the platform. So that's an example of, again, B2B. I sell lots of subscriptions through this website, and all of the creation of the website, the benefit and bonus stack that you saw on that page of why you should do business with me all comes from the things that we have here. So you could have this text that you put in here, and then you could tell it to create a benefit stack based on that text. So again, that one time you create that business brief, you can use it all the way throughout the whole platform. Once you create a project under that name, it'll remember that information and you can use it throughout the whole platform. Here's the CRM system. So again, you can create lists of customers and you can set up broadcast emails. This particular one's not set up, by the way. This is one of my users. So you can set up an automated email drip once a week, once a month, whatever you're doing. You can have your lists, import lists, export lists. You can set up automations. Somebody mentioned Go High Level. Again, not as powerful as Go High Level, but you can easily come in here and set up your triggers, your actions. If you don't know about what this is, don't worry. The person who asked me the question about Go High Level knows how this works. So you can go in and set up everything that you need to do. And by the way, as you set up your website and funnel, it has the same processing. So you can go in here, you can, build any kind of website. I had Urban Tech. I'm trying to think of a good one here. Which one of these are good? I don't know. These are all just different templates. So here's this typical funnel, right? So you can set up your funnel. SEO is dead. You can build out the whole thing, including the e-commerce and so on and so forth. What's fun is if you've used Go High Level, you will actually love this thing because it's so much simpler. You can drop in a row, you can drop in a column, you can drop in all the components that you need. So you can go here and grab a component. If you don't know how to build a website, ignore this part. Put your fingers in your ear, don't listen to me. But if you do know how, this is super simple and we give you everything you need to build a good sales funnel and a good website. And then, of course, you can have steps, right? So you can add a new funnel step, a thank you, and so on and so forth. So anyway, that's all in there for doing business. I have workflow apps I use all the time, Gamma. If you jump into one of my weekly training, I'll walk you through how I use Gamma and how I use Descript in the videos. Custom AI apps. So why do you want to do white label? Okay, so if you want to do white label to make money, we have a host of different styles of custom AI apps that you can create. So for example, this chatbot, you can train up a chatbot with a knowledge base. And then you can build that chatbot and drop it on any website. So if you're creating a business or if you're using it yourself, you can train it up on all of your documents, PDFs, PowerPoints, Word docs, whatever. Throw it all in there. You can drop in URLs that are important to the AI to learn. And you drop it on there, you train it up, and then from there, you can have it become an easy to use chatbot. In my case, I always ask for a name and email because of course, if I don't see it live, I want to be able to get back to them. And then you can have it answer questions that you've trained it up on. So 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it can help your customers. Or if you're building this to sell, you could sell it based on the amount of effort, whether it's $300 for the chatbot or whatever you charge. And you can make that a business where you're building chatbots for people to use. And so it's super easy to do. You can build precision image models, which are essentially what we call consistent characters, right? So I've never worn a tuxedo in Seattle. Yes, I've been to Seattle, but this picture is not real. So I uploaded a bunch of images of myself in different garb and so on. And then you can tell it where you want to be in this prompt, right? So in this case, if I wanted it to be in Dubai. And so you can just tell it, I've never stood in front of an active volcano. Sounds like a dumb idea. But, again, you can tell the AI to create it. You can do this for things. I had one customer that was working with Aflac. You can take the duck and put the duck in all kinds of places. You can have a product placement, and you could take that product and place it in different places throughout the world in any kind of situation you can imagine. So it's a great, consistent character creator. That's called a precision image model. You can build AI apps. I've shown you a few different styles. You can build document manager. You can create live training sessions like Lunch and Learn. You can create LMSs like the first app, the Start Here app. You can have a community. You can link out to any external app that you want to use within the platform. For example, I mentioned these workflow apps. I can click on it and it'll launch. I can have it launch in the platform. So these are tools. I don't have all the functionality of Gamma, but I love Gamma. So I offer it to my customers because they might like to use Gamma as well. So it's built right in. So again, that's another way you can reach out and get to there. So let me give you a few more links. For example, let's say you want to actually either join BuildBiz or you want to reach out, and my calendar link is right here. I'll also give you my email address, Danny@digitalexpress.ai. Anybody have any more questions I can answer for you? By the way, if you go to buildbiz.ai, it is a free 7-day trial, no problem. Hopefully, let's go back to our friend, the AI agent. So let's go back to our tasks. And let's see, I want you to create an AI video. Okay, let's see what it did. Oh, yeah, again, we know that it wasn't able to get that task done. So let me grab somebody else's URL here. Hold on. I'm sorry, but your URL is definitely causing a problem for us. I'm going to grab this one here. So let me click on it. Copy. Let's test it. Is this one a is this one a WordPress site? I'm curious. Let's go down here. Let me go to the chat. Webflow. Oh, interesting. Let's take a look and see if it will be able to do that one. So let's go back to content creation. Let's go to AI videos and let's give it a task to go ahead and create it. By the way, as you create these videos, you can upload your logo. You can pick a language for these videos. You can decide on the style of images you want to use. You can pick a voice.
Welcome to our AI
Adam's very popular all over the internet. I like Sarah. You can pick music. You can upload your own music. So don't use anything copywritten. But yeah, you can upload your own music. You can decide whether it's going to be landscape. I noticed that the website had some blues on it. So let's pick a blue. And you can pick portrait, you can pick landscape, and so on, and tell it to go. That's it. So you don't have to lay it out. But by the way, what I would do is take the business brief, feed it back into the AI sales coach. So I would say to this AI sales coach, hey, give me a 2-minute video sales letter on X, whatever it is that you're writing the AI video on. That way it can start with something like that. So I can say, give me a 2-minute VSL on the book, right? It knows what a VSL is. It's been trained up on it. Let's do this. I think my LLM is tired. It is the middle of the night. Whenever I do demos and I run into this problem, here's what I recommend you do. First of all, I recommend you do a refresh. And then let me do something here quickly. One of the reasons I don't use this view is because there are so many people using the system. There's so many apps on there. It's confusing and scary. So I try not to scare people away by how many apps are, but there's quite a few, 90 plus apps on the back end. And I choose which ones carefully that I want everyone to use. So I'm going to do this. I want to make this work because I love demos and I like them to work. So I'm going to do this here quickly, English, and pick a voice. You can see how quickly you can do this stuff. You can pick some music. Folk music is not usually what I would suggest, but hey, you might like folk music. And we can do this in a couple of seconds. This is so easy. And that's it. You can pick and choose and you can play around multiple iterations. I'm asking it to do a very short video. This is only 30 seconds long, but you can do longer videos. I don't recommend more than 2 minutes on a video sales letter, just a preference of mine. All right, so it's going to run out and do that for me. Let's come back here. Let's see what we've got going on here. So it actually did work. So I love technology. Let's see what it did.
Meet Reflect Me, the revolutionary platform transforming the online shopping experience. Imagine shopping with images that truly reflect your size, skin tone, and hair texture. Reflect Me empowers retailers to embrace your diversity, making shopping more personal and relatable. It's not just about buying, it's about feeling seen and celebrated. Proudly associated with the trailblazing Creative Destruction Lab, Reflect Me is here to innovate the way we shop. Get ready to see your reflection in the world of online retail with Reflect Me.
So Reflect Me is working. That's a good lab. Let's do another one. We have, let's see, Capstone Solutions. All right, I'll copy that one. Let's go back here. It's under content creation. It's called Create AI Video. And let's see what we've got. Capstone Solutions Inc.com. And we can go in and do the same thing quickly. English. We can pick any voice you like, by the way. Just let me know when you start playing with it, what are your favorite voices? And upload your own music. I mentioned that. I should go to the website, see what their colors are. This is all about branding. You can put your actual branding, so also blue. Blue is the color of trust. A lot of sites use blue. Where am I here? And so in this one that I just created, if I want to edit it, I just click here. And these are AI generated images. So let's say you don't like that particular image, you can simply upload another one to replace it. Let's say you created it with hyper-realistic and it's more specific to your brand. You can also take any image and replace it with a small video or movie. So it needs to be 20 megabytes or less. So if you have B-roll you want to use, you can drop it in there and you can type in anything you want to say. This site is fantastic, right? You can just type it in there and the AI will read it for you. So as far as editing this video, super, super easy to do. If you do need credits, you can top off your credits. It's $6.99 for 1,000 credits. 5,000 is $29 and so on. So very inexpensive. Instead of paying $10, $8, $20 a month for video tools, you're just paying 50 credits. And obviously for 1,000, you can create quite a few movies at 50 credits each. So that gives you the idea of how inexpensive it is. It's the best solution we could have to give everybody the best quality tools at the least amount of money. For this tool, it tells you, by the way, it tells you before you use the tool how many credits it's going to take for the most part. So in this case, it tells you that this generation is going to cost 50 credits. So right there. The only exception is the new tool that we were playing around with our robots, our AI agents. Every other tool tells you how much it's going to be before you use it, whether it's AI movies or so on. The reason why the agents can't tell you how much it's going to be is because it doesn't know. It doesn't have a clue how many it's going to take. It depends on what you're going to ask it to do. But here's what's fun is as it goes along, it tells you how many credits it's using as it goes along. So you can always stop it, of course, right? So let's go back to our super agent here. All right, so it created one for our friend Max Out Funding. So this is the one I copy pasted in.
Discover how Max Out Funding transforms your business potential with tailored financial solutions in plantation. With over 30 years of expertise, we offer a variety of funding options, including bank term loans, SBA loans, and equipment financing. Whether you're a startup or an established business, our services are crafted to meet your specific needs. Enjoy a quick and easy application process with fast access to capital, empowering your business for success. Unlock new opportunities and facilitate growth with Max Out Funding's personalized services. Visit maxoutfunding.com today to elevate your business to the next level.
All in all, not a bad video. I would probably change some of the different images that are in there. I would add some specific wording that I like. But again, you can walk through it and you can see what it's done, right? So I always find it funny that the super agent, when it's commanding its bots, still uses the word please. I think it wants to set an example of how we should speak to other AI tools in case the AI takeover comes in 20 years. You want to be on the good side. Anyway, it's generating the different tools. It costs 50 credits here, and then it did some extra stuff. And because you're using an agent to do the task for you, it cost you 89 credits instead of just 50 credits. By the way, I wouldn't use it to create AI video. I would just use it as an example of automation, right? So I wouldn't use it for that purpose. I like to have more control over my videos than having the agents go off and do it. But let's pause here, see if anybody has any more questions. Can you do a video for growth partners? Sure, why not? Stay right there. I'll do one right now. So I showed you how to edit the videos. Everybody loves the videos. By the way, let me go ahead and show you this vault here. So you have your vault, your videos are in here. I'm going to download these videos and I'm going to upload them into the chat so everybody who I'm creating videos for can get to them. So again, you got 5 terabytes of storage. So it's a ton of storage, and I use this tool almost every day. Okay, so let's go back to the AI agent. Let me create one for this person here who asked so nicely. Whoops, that's not going to work. Growthpartners.com. So let's do HTTPS. All right. Sarah, and then let's go down here. Pro tip, you might want to turn your music down a little bit. It's usually a little loud. Ambient, and what is the colors of this engine here? Let's see, can I get the copy? Let's go here. Paste and go. Lots of blues, darker blues. Okay, cool. Let's do the darker blues. And it should be good enough. All right. So again, you can put in your actual branding. You can pick whether portrait or landscape. You can pick your font, all that fun stuff. All right. So that's good enough to get going. And you can tell I do these in my sleep. Hey, DJ Paradox, hope you're doing well. I wanted to let you know I've scheduled a meeting for you tonight. We'll be meeting at Suite blah, 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 located in Atlanta, Georgia, blah, blah, blah. So this is the email that it sent out. So here's an example. I used the chat and I told it to create a calendar event for Annette for us to meet. And it says here, meeting with Annette is confirmed. The event title, meeting with Annette, was created, blah, blah, blah. You can do the event here. So you can see it'll give me the calendar event, the link and everything. And so very powerful tool, a lot of fun. So it sends out emails, it does chats, it does videos, it does movies. Questions. What happens to the video for Capstone? Oh, okay, just a second. Let's see. Hopefully I've got them here in my download folder. Let's see, there's one. And here's the other one. And this Max Out Funding. And this one was Capstone. There you go. Capstone chat is in there for you. All right. Go ahead and grab it. Download it on your side so you have it. All right. Questions, questions, questions. Let's see if I'm missing any. Nope. Wow, loud. Okay, cool. All right. Any questions about the platform? Oh, somebody's got their hand raised. Sorry. Hope. I'm gonna just let you speak, and you can unmute yourself and speak. Ask your question. Okay. Does every action cost credits? Is the $20 a month only access and each action cost credits? All right. To answer your question, there are four, five, maybe six apps that have credits. They're only specifically the ones that are creating high-end video, movies, and the agents. Those are the ones that have credits. All the other apps are included for the $20 a month. Hopefully that answered your question. Can you automate researching and posting LinkedIn posts and comments? The answer is yes and no. Yes, you can automate posting, but there's a step that you have to take right now because we're just building out these AI tools and we don't have all of the API connectivity done yet. Early days for us, but we add new stuff every single day. So let me show you what I'm talking about. If you need to do it today, we do have a method for you to do it today. You can train up the AI on memories. For example, I could put, my name is Danny Ross, my email address is this is that, and save it as a memory. So that, because you know with GPTs, if you're in a particular thread, it can remember whatever it is you were talking about above, and you can just refer to it. So with this type of tool, because it's performing tasks, you do want to put certain things into its memory banks and have it keep it as it goes from task to task, because each task is separate. So that's what memories are for. So you want to create the memories as you train it. Basically, you're training it. It can have automation where you can set it up to run a task. So I want you to post to LinkedIn every day at noon or weekly or monthly, right? So you can go ahead and create that automation. So yes, it can post for you. The next step, though, is you do have to understand the basics of API connectivity. You can use apps and so on and so forth, but if you are trying to get it to connect to LinkedIn, we don't have it pre-built for you yet. It's coming. This is still a relatively new tool for the platform, but in the interim, you can go get the LinkedIn API, and if you don't know where that is, you can ask the AI to show you where the LinkedIn API lives and get the connectivity. You can create it, drop your endpoint in, tell it whether you want to get, post, put, delete, all that fun stuff. Essentially, once you've trained it up and you have told it what kinds of tasks, you can do a research task such as find me. So, for example, I want to go out and find, okay, so I can say, I want you to go out and find 5 new articles on AI agents, then create a blog post, and then email it to me when you're done. All right. So the task will go out, it'll do the research, it'll find the articles that we're going to use for the blog post. And then it'll say, I'm not creating the blog post with the inline images that you wanted me to create. I asked it to create 2 inline images. It'll create the It'll get all the links. You have the source links if you want to go create backlinks to go to them. You can then tell it, create the blog post for me. If you already have blog posts going, you can add it to a series that you've already got. It creates the additional images. And then when it was done, it sent me the email that it was finished with the task. So I didn't have to monitor it and keep checking on it. I told it to send me an email when it was done. So it did all of that work, added it to my blog post, because again, I do have a blog manager that it's running through, and then it sent it. So you could do the same thing with LinkedIn. If you're writing a story about something, you can have it go out, research it, write it, and then post it. So yes, you can create all kinds of fun automation tools and things like that built in and using the system to do these types of things. All right, additional question. Oh, by the way, we've just added a humanizer. So one of the things when you're posting things for marketing or actually any project, if it's AI generated, it may get flagged. So there are AI detectors that can tell if it's AI or if it's human for the most part, right? It's not perfect science. So what it does is it takes your text that it's generated and you can put it into the AI humanizer and run it, and it'll say, okay, This is 60% human. And so you want to get it above 80%. So it'll rewrite it and then it'll submit it back to the detector. So it's kind of like an AI war between the detector and the humanizer to see if it can detect it and can it fool it and make it think it's human. You can go around and around until you get to where it passes. And so this one uses credits. It tells you at the top. It never is a surprise. Let's go through all of the apps. All of these apps here, no cost. You get 11 workbooks. The Ask the Experts, no cost. The business formation, there's a cost if you're going to buy a domain, of course. If you're going to get a business email or a business phone number, there's a cost for that. But after that, no cost. On the content creation ones, that's included. This one is 50 credits each. That's included. The motion ad makers included. AI voiceovers included. File storage, 5 terabytes. Audiobook makers included. Creating AI movies cost credits. Movie editor is included. All right. Then if I go down again, we have the funnels included. All of these are included. And by the way, it's hosted for you. And by the way, you can use an old GoDaddy domain. You just have to connect it. So and you can still host it with us. Okay. It's inclusive for your $20. Sales and marketing. Oh, all of these are included. So all of these are included. You don't have to pay anything extra for those. The super agent and the humanizer both use credits. To make money, this is how you make money on the platform. So yes, white label. So if you want to make money on the platform and white label it, when you get the white label, that also includes all of the custom AI apps, right? It's $27 a month. So your total would be $46.95 a month if you want to sell the platform to and customize it. You can sell a platform just by using the affiliate link. That doesn't cost anything and you don't have to do anything to set it up. If you want to have your own version of the platform, it's $27 a month, and that gives you access to all of the custom AI apps. So that's also included. All of these are included in the $27 a month, okay? So the idea is you are able to use the platform, 90 plus apps. Of those, I'd say at least 85, 84 of them are included. And then there's ones that you have to add if you want to resell or you want to create custom apps. What's the reason you're going to want to create custom apps? To sell or use in your business. So again, we try to make it as hospitable as possible. There's other apps under here. You've got sticky notes, a project board, invoice generator. It can do marketing funnels. Absolutely. So I would recommend using this AI website creator. When you go to create a new one, so I'll show you quickly here. There's templates in here. Somebody asked that question. So let's do test version 4, right? So you can use the templates that are in here. And so you can preview the template, see what it looks like. And then you can find one that's the style that you're looking for. So these are all in here. Plus, I share templates with you all of the time. So if you want a new template that's you see that somebody has built on the platform that you would like, if I have access to it, I can share it with you. You can start with a blank template as well, by the way, and it'll still be AEO friendly when you're done because we, under the scene, behind the scenes, we take care of all of the things. This is where you can connect your domain if you have an external domain or internal domain. You can put your fave icon. This is the file. It'll generate automatically for you. And this is what the AI tools actually read. And then we also give you the robots.txt and sitemap. So those are things that, again, if you don't know what they are, don't worry about it. You can drop in all your tracking codes, webhooks, and you can kick off Zapier, all that fun stuff. You can kick off Zaps from there. All right, questions. We definitely went a little bit over, but hopefully everybody got, oh, I forgot to go back and get our last video, didn't I? Content creation, AI video. Okay, remind me, what was the name of the last one that we just did? Somebody asked me to do a video. Did I forget to go back to it? I may have lost it. Let's see. AI videos. Nope, it's not here. We did capstone. Who was it missing? Ah, growth. There we go. Why did not work? Let's see. Copy. We did it right here. Is this a WordPress site? Let me let it get it so you can speak. Hold on, Andrew. Andrew. Here we go. Allow you to speak. Come on up. Ah, see, Andrew, you got to tell me these things. Didn't we just do this whole demo where I pointed out that if it's a WordPress site, the AI by itself can't automatically go there and get the
So that
information?
that's a problem though, because a lot of websites are WordPress though, right?
Yes, but again, the purpose of the AI video tool is to help you create AI videos. There's more than one way to create the video because it's fun. But the better way to do it is to either paste in your business brief or actually ask one of the other AI tools. Remember, I told you you could use the AI tools to help you write your video script, right?
Right.
You want to actually do that. So let's do this one here. By the way, I use this tool all the while. It is called Voice In, but in the platform, you can use this right here. There's a microphone right there. So I use Voice In because I can use it everywhere. All right, so let's do this. Create a 2-minute sales letter on this book. I want you to make it persuasive and informative on the topics of the book. All right, so it's going to go ahead and do it. I know I put this prompt in somewhere. I just don't remember where I put it. All right, so it's going to write that. So this is what I would do if I was going to create a video. I wouldn't just use the URL anyway. I would use either this tool like this AI or ChatGPT, whatever you want to use to write the script. So now I have a good script that I can use for the book, right? And so now I would take this and this is what I would do. I would go back to my generator, AI video generator, and I would paste that in there under the text section. The reason why is it's just a better script, right? It's more detailed. It tells it what I want it to do. I can edit it and make changes on the fly. Same thing, you can go in and pick your voice. You want Sarah, you want somebody else. You good with Sarah? And what's your color, by the way? I forgot to ask you that. Oh, it was green, right? I think it was green. All right, so we can go here and you can put it landscape and boom. So yeah, no, it is absolutely not a problem to not be able to do a WordPress site. And I'll encourage you, if you're going to build a sales funnel, you may want to use our AEO friendly option to create your sales funnel as well. And the reason why is it's going to perform better. It's faster. You can test it against anybody, any test tools that are out there to see how fast it is. It's highly responsive and it will help you get found by the various GPTs that are out there. So even if you have a great website already, you don't have to create it. You don't have to get rid of it. Just add a subdomain specific. A sales funnel is completely different than a website in purpose. This website is high level brochure, tells you everything about, about us, services, all that fun stuff. A sales funnel is for creating one task. People come in at the top of your funnel. By the time they get to the bottom, they convert and buy your solution. So that's the difference between a website and a sales funnel. I suggest you create your sales funnels and you can see the performance difference of what you're going to get. We automatically can convert all of your images from PNG and so on, JPEGs to WebP. Better performance. We do all of that.
Imagine your business thriving like never before with AI as your strategic partner. Break free from limitations and embrace AI to effortlessly overcome market demands. Discover how entrepreneurs like you have doubled their revenue and saved hours every week. Walk away with actionable strategies to transform complex challenges into simple successes. Step into the future of business growth by grabbing your copy of AI for Business Entrepreneurs today.
If you have a bunch of text that is part of your website, great. Just copy, paste it, and drop it into the AI sales coach. Then tell the AI sales coach, take this text that I have and convert it into a 2-minute video for me. And then if you don't like the first pass, just go in and edit the images and the videos and so on. Absolutely. So you take this same text and just drop it in the Humanizer. That's it. So all I would do is take this video, call to action. But anyway, this is the AI text that I created. So I could grab this text, for example, and just take it on over to Humanizer and run it through it. Absolutely. So you just take that before you make your video. I don't know if you would want to humanize your video. Why not? You can take any text, just drop it in there, and then tell it to check the human score, and it'll tell you, AI detected, AI detected. This text could benefit from some humanization, and it'll rewrite it, and it'll tell you how many credits. The number of credits is totally based on the amount of text. If you drop a book in there, it's going to be a lot of credits. But think about how much it would cost for you to have a human being take a look at your content and edit it for you. So if it costs you $6.99 for 1,000 credits, which by the way, this is only 150 credits. If it costs you $7 to have somebody go through it and make it more human, it's $7. So again, if you're using this stuff for business, it's a no-brainer. If you're using it for personal use, yeah, you don't want to pay $7 to humanize text. All right. Can you use this platform to control development environment, for example, managing Jira cases? I would say no. I would say that's a bit advanced for it. However, you could set up, of course, a chatbot that is trained up on a particular topic, answer questions, and handle customer support. Absolutely. So there's a difference between handling customer support and going all the way to handling Jira cases? Good question. I would probably say no, but I'm open to a discussion on it, and so I can take a look at what you want to do. The voices over sound very robotic. So the answer is you can do your own voices, right? So we have a tool in here. So you can use the video to create the imagery that you want to use. And then I would just go in here to content creation, and I would just go over to AI voiceover. I would get the video up in there, and then I would just, speak. And then the other way you could do it is we have in here under content creation, we have a movie editor right here. So you could go in, create a project, drop the movie in, and then so you could replace the audio in segments or sections or whatever you want. You could do your own editing. Is it as powerful as CapCut or Camtasia? No. But again, it's $20 a month. So all right. So I tell people all the time, you don't have to get rid of all of your other AI tools if you have something that works really, really well. So for example, I record 4, 5, 6 videos a week. So I use professional level tools for my editing. I use Camtasia, which is semi-professional. By the way, I have Final Cut. I know how to use it, but it's a beast, and it's for people who are really creating high level. I create simple videos, simple editing. I use Descript for that instead. It's so much faster. I use Camtasia to make sure I got my blocking set and all that, but then I go over to Descript. So my workflow apps that I use a lot, Descript I throw in there so you can get to it right away. And then Gamma I use for creating presentations. Effectively, the demo I did, and I should have done it on this one, but if you go watch the videos that I upload, I basically had the AI agent. I told it I needed to create a presentation. It it's so much fun to use AI agent. I'm really having a lot of fun playing with it. So I went in there, and I know we're way over time. I'm going to be creating a presentation on what AI agent is. This is what I did Friday. So, and then I said, I might as well use the AI agent to help me create the presentation. It is a beginner level overview of the new agentic era. I want you to go out to the internet and bring me back a definition of what an AI agent is. Then I want you to write an overview of the difference between GPT versus bots. Create a presentation and show me what this is. It sent off to research manager. It went out, found a definition of what is an AI agent, right? It then took that and passed it over to the communication manager, and it reached out, took Google Slides, and it created a slide deck of it. And then it gave me a link so that I could use, and here's the slide deck. I said, well, that's fine, but that's boring as all get go. So instead, what I did is I took this information, I literally just copy pasted it right into Gamma. And so I asked it to help me create this one here. I bet you'll recognize some of these slides, right? I dropped it into Gamma. What I love about Gamma is it's super easy to use. You tell it to create a new one, take the text, you drop it in there, and then it'll go out and actually start creating that Gamma that you just saw. So this is the second version of it. Let's go back to the first version. This one. I like this one that I created. And it'll create from that text this presentation in a couple of literal seconds. It's so much easier than trying to create it from scratch. So let me show you. Here we go. Let me grab that quickly. I'll show it to you live instead of Memorex, right? And we're going to create it in text. I'm going to paste it in. I don't have to tell it to create a presentation because I'm going to click this little switch right here and say I want to create a presentation. It's got all of the slides that I want to use. I hit continue. This is the kind of demos that I love to do. And so I can pick all kinds of different things here, but we're not going to spend any time. You can pick how many slides in your deck, and I'll just click continue. You can pick a light or a dark theme, right? Super easy. Also very quick and easy to do. So I'm going to do a quick basic light, generate. And it'll start creating it right in front of you. It is a lot of fun to play with these AI tools as long as they're productive. My big thing is I love AI. I love tools that actually help me. It has to work well and it has to do something that benefits me. So here it is. It's creating the layouts. I can go in and edit it. I'm not going to do that tonight, but I'm showing you how easy it is to do these generations and tools of things. So this is one I can recommend highly. That's why I put the link in the actual platform. By the way, if you're creating your own white label, you can do this and you can link out to any app that you like. So let's say you want a social media app that's simpler to use than the one that's in here, and you want it to be fully automated, you can just link right out to it. But you can do all of your creation. I like that image. That slide is a nice slide. Definition, characteristics. So for example, this one could benefit from a human touch. And so all I do is move that image over a little bit. So it's 4, right? Laid out instead of 3 and 1. So easy editing. You can replace an image just by clicking on it and telling it to try again. You can change the style of a slide. Not bad, right? Not bad presentation. And you go in and edit it and so on and so forth. But again, I used the agent to do the research, and then I came over here and dropped it in here. So that's an example. All right. Anybody else have any questions? We're actually coming up on the 2-hour note. We are rocking and rolling tonight, people. Hopefully, I answered everybody's questions. Let me drop my calendar link in again. If you need help creating a white label and you don't want to do it yourself, you got done for you. Remember, go into BuildBiz, sign up, check out the 7-day free trial, go to look at all of the training that's in there. And then if you're wanting to reach out to me on a project, I'm happy to work with you. But if you're an expert in a particular thing and you want me to help you understand how to use AI for that particular task, I barely scratched the surface. Even though we spent 2 hours doing this, there's so many different ways that you can use AI both in personal and for B2B or B2C, whatever you want to be able to do. We haven't even talked about Facebook advertising and all that fun stuff. I have a whole nother platform that's its whole life and goal is to help you do social media marketing. So this one, you can create Facebook optimized content, lots of AEO kind of content creation, Google optimized, Twitter, YouTube, any social media that you can think of, you can get in there and learn how to do it. So I should show this one more. I just, want to get people in on one task at a time kind of thing. But I'll drop it in the chat here. This one does not have a trial, but if you want to check it out, just let me know. I'll let you in. All right, that one is a lot of fun. I love that. I use it all the time for proposals when I'm creating projects for customers. I'll do a deep dive into their business. I'll look at their homepage, create optimized content, services. If you're going to do an agency in a box, BuildBiz is designed for the ground up for creating your business. If you're going to do AI agency, this one is pretty good for that particular purpose. We do have an agency in a box model. Somebody asked about this, I think. And essentially, you tell us what you need us to build, and we can build it out for you. We've got pricing that varies based on the project that you want us to do for you. We've got 3 VAs that can help you. So you're not doing it by yourself. We are here for you. This has been a lot of fun for me. Thank you, Vincent. Feel free to reach out. I gave you the link already. Thumbs up, everybody. Hopefully, I touched base on everything that you wanted us to touch base on. All right, everybody. I want you to have a fantastic evening. It was a lot of fun. Bye-bye.